Good evening, everyone. The standing room only crowd tonight. Welcome to the Tuesday, December 5th School Board Reorganization meeting for the Dover Area School District. If you would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mrs. Benko, could we have the roll call, please?
Mrs. Britton? Here. Mr. Cook?
Here.
Mr. Deschaux?
Here.
Mr. DeLauder?
Here.
Mr. Eifert?
Here.
Mr. Emick?
Here.
Mrs. Herman?
Here.
Mrs. Maley?
Here.
Mr. Rawhauser?
Here.
All are present.
Okay, we'll begin the board reorganization process. The first step in this is the election of a temporary board president. So, tonight, just start with this. We will be electing a temporary board president at this time. I call for nominations from the floor.
I'd like to place a nomination in the name of Mr. Rawhauser for the temporary board president.
Okay. Are there any further nominations? Okay, seeing none, and if there are no objections, I declare the nominations closed. With only one nomination, our board secretary will cast the ballot for Mr. Rawhauser. Board secretary, please open the voting session. You don't need a second. Not on the script.
Did you see that? You can change your vote now if you want to.
Okay.
I can see that.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a motion by Chuck.
Okay. 9 yeses, so Mr. Rawhauser is the temporary president.
Okay.
Welcome.
At this time, we will have the re-elected Board of School Directors members take their oath of office. If I could have all of the re-elected members please stand. We have Mr. Terry Emick, Mrs. Amy Britton, Mr. Charles DeLauder, and Mr. Steve Cook. If you could please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Thank you. If you could please sign your certificates and return them to me.
Okay, I call for nominations from the floor for board president.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Eifert.
Is there any further nominations? Not, then declare the nominations closed. With only one nomination, our board secretary will cast a ballot for Nathan Eifert. Please open voting session.
Mrs. Benko,
Yes.
how will this work for Mr. Rawhauser and I, since we are voting on each other's computers signed into each other's names?
If you would like to tell me your vote, I can just record it.
I'd be a yes.
Yes.
You could abstain, you know.
9 yeses.
Okay, does the new president wish to make a statement?
Thank you very much for the continued opportunity and support. I appreciate it.
He can put that in his resume.
Mr. Rawhauser just informed me my pay has tripled for this year now. Okay. Next is our election of the board vice president for 1 year. So at this time, I'd like to call for nominations from the floor.
I nominate Mr. DeLauder.
Are there any further nominations at this time? Okay, with only one nomination, our board secretary will cast the ballot for Mr. DeLauder. And there are 9 yeses. Mr. DeLauder, do you have any statements you'd like to make at this time?
Just want to say thank you for your support.
Okay. Okay. With that, we move into committees. So at this time, I would like to entertain a motion to appoint the board committee representatives for 2018 as shown in tonight's agenda.
So move.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none, Mrs. Benko. Okay, and the motion carries. Next, I would like to entertain a motion to approve the board meeting dates for 2018 as shown in tonight's agenda.
So move.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, Mrs. Benko? And the motion carries. Okay, next on our agenda is our public comment period for this evening. This would be a 3-minute period for any items on or off of the agenda. So if any of these 6 of you have anything you would like to comment on, please feel free to come to the microphones and state your name and addresses if we don't know you already and where to find you. Okay. Next, we'll move on to Board President's communication. We did have an executive session tonight to address several topics. First, we are looking at the school calendar for next year, as well as some possible revisions to this year's calendar. We also discussed the current status of the Washington Township case, and as well as some information related to possible land acquisition with the York County School of Technology. So that all occurred in our executive session tonight. As far as any other communication items, I do not have anything else at this time this evening. I know it's a very busy season for everybody with all the concerts and everything going on, lots of good stuff happening in our buildings. I'm hoping to get out to a lot of those events in the next couple of weeks. With that, we'll move into our miscellaneous category. So are there any other comments or observations from our board members tonight?
I would like to request that we would have a very brief executive session after this meeting. There was an item that I wanted to bring up and didn't have a chance, or didn't think about it, actually.
Okay.
Had a chance.
Sounds good. Anybody else? Okay, hearing none. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
So move.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Yes? Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.